this video, we're going to cover the 3 main goals of a manipulative person and explore 13 signs that you are being manipulated. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Common Ego community. My name is Christina, and on this channel we explore emotional abuse, its connection with spirituality, and we attempt to answer the question, where do we go from here? So if that all sounds good to you, be sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. So on to our topic of manipulation. This is a big topic. So before we jump into it, there are a couple of things I want to say about manipulation. There are all different types of manipulation. There are different levels of it, and we experience manipulation in all areas of our lives. Advertising, media, politics, we're going to see manipulation tactics at play in a lot of areas of our lives. So that's not what we're going to cover in today's video, but I do want to make a point about that because we're kind of a little bit desensitized to certain types of manipulation. But if you're seeing them, if you're actually noticing them in your interpersonal relationships and you're noticing patterns of them, there's probably something off. So if your gut is telling you something is off and that somebody might be manipulating you, always trust your gut. All right, so why do people manipulate? Essentially they manipulate to get their own way. But there are 3 goals of any manipulative person. And one, that's to hide their true intentions. And we don't know what those intentions are. But if you can identify that somebody is using manipulative tactics against you, you don't necessarily need to know what those intentions are. All you really need to know is that they're hiding their true intentions, and that's never a good thing. The second goal of a manipulator is to avoid responsibility for things that they've done. And the third and probably most damaging goal of a manipulative person is to gain your trust faster than you would normally trust somebody. So now let's dive into the 11 signs you're being manipulated. The first 3 to 4 are signs that you've just met somebody who might be a manipulative person. Okay, so number 1 on the list, the first sign you're being manipulated is that somebody who you just met is pretending to be interested in all the things you're interested in. And this is one of the first red flags that you will see in a manipulative person. If you get the sense that somebody is faking it, or that somebody is pretending to be interested in all the things that you're interested in, so there's going to be inconsistencies around the things that they say they're interested in. Their actions and their words are not going to be aligned. And this is a really big one that your gut is going to tell you, there's something off here. Listen to that feeling. Okay, so the second sign that someone is manipulative or manipulating you is that they weaponize compliments. And when I say weaponize compliments, it's sad because when somebody does this, it can get you to let your guard down faster. But if you're dealing with a manipulative person, the compliments dissipate. The compliments over time will fade away. Compliments are good. When someone is overdoing it though, when someone is over complimenting you, or if their reactions are over the top, it's a red flag. Okay, so the third sign you've just met someone who may be manipulating you is that they ask a lot of personal and probing questions. So these are questions that maybe make you feel a little uncomfortable. And these might be questions that you would never expect someone to ask unless they really know you personally. They might ask something like, what's your most embarrassing memory from childhood? And of course, we all ask questions to people we want to get to know. So questions aren't bad. But if somebody's asking you a lot of questions to the point where you feel like you're being interviewed, and those questions are kind of making you a little bit uncomfortable, or at the very least making you question, why would this person want to know that? That's a red flag, because manipulative people do this so they could learn information about you that they could use against you later. So the fourth sign that you've met a manipulative person is that you feel like this person suddenly has just latched onto you. You were going about your life and everything was cool the day before. You meet this person and bam, it's hard and fast. If it's a friend, you're best friends right away. They're integrating you into every part of their life. And if it's a relationship, they're telling everybody, they're telling their coworkers about you, they're introducing you to the parents. hard and fast. That quick connection is what they're after, and they are forcing it. It's an artificial connection. They're forcing it really fast. And if you have codependent tendencies, this can feel really good. And we all want intimacy in our lives. We all want to feel close to people. And it seems like these people are just delivering that on a platter. Here it is. Here we are. We didn't know each other yesterday, but today we're really close. With a narcissist, this is what we call the love bombing phase, or the idealization phase. There will probably be very quick I love yous. You don't even know me, but you love me. And they might talk marriage or some very serious plans with you that aren't really appropriate for somebody you don't know. So the fifth sign you're being manipulated is this person in your life is always playing the victim, either with you or with someone else. So if you've just met this person, it's going to be stories from their life and in other areas. And this is why it's really important to pay attention when people talk, especially when you're first trying to get to know somebody. So if somebody is always the victim in every area of their life, you know there's one common denominator there, and that's that person. So the sixth sign that you're being manipulated is that you feel like you owe this person. There are always strings attached to everything. It's very much, if I do this for you, you're going to do this for me. They may not say it, but you know that that is the implication. And also, when they do ask something from you, they're going to bring up the other stuff that they did for you. Well, I did this for you. Can't you do this little thing for me? And a lot of times, they'll do something small for you, and then they'll have this really big ask. But yet, they'll still bring that small thing up. With manipulative people, there are strings attached to everything they do. So the seventh sign that you're being manipulated is that you always feel like you have something to prove. You feel like this person thinks you're unworthy. They think you're not good enough. They have these negative opinions of you that you feel like you have to change. And this often comes from triangulation. And I have a couple of videos about triangulation, I'll link to those. But essentially, it's when the manipulative person or the narcissist, whoever's manipulating you, puts other people above you. And there are lots of ways that people can do this. But you feel like you're always less than another person or a group of people or anyone. They might make you feel like you're just extremely low. It messes with your sense of self-worth and self-esteem. And this is one of the most damaging things that anyone can do to anyone else. So the eighth sign that you're being manipulated is that you listen to a lot of gossip from this person. They're telling you about the person they work with or their friends or their family, and they're just complaining nonstop and just saying really not nice things about the people in their lives. And you know, if they're saying these things about these other people, that they're probably not saying nice things about you when you're not in the room. That can have an impact on you also. If you're with somebody who does this, you might try to change your behavior so you don't become the brunt of their gossipy stories. But also, gossip is a way to pin one person against another. If somebody comes to you saying bad things about someone else, and then you meet that person, you'll already have some ideas about what they're all about. And most of us try to form our own opinions, but it's difficult. You can't unhear things. So it can be, even though you go into it, try to go into it with a fresh mind, you can't unhear what you heard. You can't unknow it. The only thing you can do is dismiss it. But gossip is very effective at taking other people down. So the ninth sign that you are being manipulated is that you're always questioning yourself. So gaslighting is a major tool for manipulative people. And again, I have a video that covers gaslighting more thoroughly. I'll link to that. But essentially, they make you question your own sense of reality, and they attempt to make you accept their sense of reality instead. They want to override your senses and your perception with their own. This can happen in small ways and big ways. And as a result, cumulatively over time, this adds up and it kind of makes you question yourself. The 10th sign you're being manipulated is that you know this person is going to use your fears against you. So again, this comes back to the early phases when they were asking all these questions about you, and then later on, once they know you better and they know all your fears, they may use them against you. So the 10th sign that you are being manipulated is that you feel like with this person, you could never get your point across. So they will talk over you or they'll yell, and especially if you fear confrontation, something like yelling and being really aggressive can shut you down when you are trying to have a healthy, productive conversation. So the 12th sign you're being manipulated is that you're with somebody who uses guilt and shame to keep you under control. So this person, they might make you feel ashamed about being proud of yourself. Or they may shame you for your eating habits, for the way you dress, for your beliefs. This can come in so many different forms. But if somebody is constantly making you feel like you should be embarrassed for yourself, this is a good sign that you're being manipulated. Manipulative people are extremely judgmental. And the last sign that you're being manipulated is that this person in your life will either exaggerate or oversimplify. So one end or the other. They'll exaggerate or oversimplify your concerns in an effort to make you feel foolish. Let's say you're in a romantic partnership with someone and you want to have a discussion about how they didn't come straight home from work and didn't tell you they were going anywhere, didn't answer your calls or texts. You know that after they got home, they told you they went out for a happy hour. So a response from a manipulative person might look something like, yeah, I know, you have a problem with people going to bars. I know, you have a problem with happy hour. You don't want anyone to be happy. I understand. And this is a form of gaslighting. They actually change the argument to put you on the defensive. Well, no, that's ridiculous. I don't have a problem. I like when people are happy. I don't have a problem with people's happiness. I don't have a problem with your happiness. I just want you to be considerate. So you're spending time defending yourself instead of focusing on what you wanted to discuss. And again, this is the manipulative person trying to avoid responsibility. Okay, so those are 13 signs that you're being manipulated. Some of them are intense and some of them are subtle. So they're all red flags. Some of them are big, giant, waving red flags, and some of them are a lot smaller. It's up to each and every one of us to decide what's going on in our own relationships. So we all have that discernment. Intuition plays a really big role in this. If your gut is telling you something's off, especially if you barely know this person, if your gut's telling you something's off, there's a good chance it is. So I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please let me know by hitting that like button. And if you aren't already subscribed, now's a good time to do so, and I will see you next time.